Okay, guys, I wanted to share with you now how to do a search with Google Scholar. And I like Google Scholar not only because I think that the user interface is a lot easier. It's much easier to ask Google a question and get information back. It's equally as credible. A lot of sources that you find on Google Scholar you will find on the library. But I also like it because it's going to be accessible to you even beyond your time here at the university, which I think is really important. While you're at the university, you have access to the library and that wealth of knowledge. But when you leave, you lose that accessibility, which is unfortunate. But with Google Scholar, you have very similar access to information. And so I want you guys to be aware of that as you move in and out of college and into your careers, that you still have access to really good, really strong, credible information. Let me go ahead and share my screen. You go to our Blackboard, and go to Experience 1, Week 3, you'll have access to Google Scholar. If you scroll down on week 3 all the way to number 9, I'll give you a direct link there, or you can simply go to your browser and type in scholar.google.com for access to it. Like I said, it's easier to navigate on Google Scholar. It's also easier to ask for your information because you can actually ask it a question. On the library, you can't do that. The UTRGV library, you cannot ask a question, but with Google, you can. So I can ask, how do criminal justice students engage in the research process? If that's my question. And it's a question, I can actually put the whole question in there and it's going to pop out some cool information. Most of these sources you can actually access. You can find the citations by clicking on cite, and you can copy paste those citations. I encourage you not to just stick to the first page. The first page has some good information, but check out the second, the third, the fourth. There's a lot of info, right? So practicing to testify, street level bureaucracy, doing research on crime and justice. Some of these are books, some of these are articles, so pay close attention to what you have. Really interesting stuff. You'll also notice that changing your words matters. So if instead of saying criminal justice students, I say criminal justice majors, I'm going to get slightly different stuff. So this is interesting. There's a slight change. I get slightly different information. My second page is especially different from that first version. I like this one. We are humans first. Let's go ahead and click on that. See what we get. I can get the citation here if I wanted to. And if I click on it, it'll take me to the article. It says I have full access. If I look down here, I have access to the PDF. I like PDFs. I like saving the articles to my computer so I can read them and have them in case I need them. A lot of teachers will say if you don't have the source with you, you can't find it again, you can't use it. So it's always good to keep a copy for yourself. In this case, you can download it by going to the right-hand side, and there's a blue button where you can download it. The other thing you should know is you can also use keywords with Google Scholar. So we can also kind of bring this down to its main components. And I want you to see just how, if we use keywords, the search changes a little bit again. So I'm going to get rid of some of these words. And research process. I'm just going to use my two big keywords. And I have a whole different set of sources, which is really interesting. So you can play with keywords and questions here to kind of curate a variety of searches that can give you the information that you're looking for. The other thing I want to show you is that we can let's say there's a source on here on Google Scholar that you really want, but for some reason you can't find it. You click on it, it doesn't take you to it, you don't have access to it. If that's the case, sometimes, not always, but sometimes you can copy paste the title and go find it in our UTRGV library. gv.edu/library. And see, I'm going to take the title here and I'm going to come over here and paste the title in and see if it can't find it for me. And so learning by doing, experiential learning in criminal justice. Learning by doing, is it by the same people? M. George, H. Lim, M. George, H. Lim. Yeah, there it is. So the same one that was available on Google Scholar is also available in our library, which is pretty cool. And we can download it here as well. It's taking us to it, where we have access to it. I like that also the university provides us with a quick citation for it if we need it, which is right here. So really, really useful kind of stuff. So I hope that that was helpful, and it kind of gets you excited to go explore Google Scholar as well. I'll see you in the next